Today's acting lesson is going to involve probably my favorite theater game of all time. It's one I have used since the very first lessons I taught when I was looking for some way to get a game going, to get something fun. What is nice about this activity, and I call it out of the box, and a lot of my students will have played this game many times before, is that you can do a lot of different things. It can be just for fun, you can be silly, but it can also be a really good acting activity where you can practice your acting. You can work on just being brave, like simply performing a scene. I use this as a warm-up a lot of times just to get students to be brave and to perform, but it also can be a good practice for improv. So it does a lot of things, this out-of-the-box game. So I'm going to tell you a little way to do it, and especially on your own, to add a little twist to it so you can kind of practice. The first thing I suggest is making a list. I've made 2 lists, and I've numbered them 1 to 20. I know it'll appear backwards, but I could, if you email me this, I'll send it to you. But I've just got a list of random objects, random things. So depending on what you work on, maybe it's different emotions or different things that could happen. It's all kinds of things you can put on your list. And then what I like to do is you got a die. You can roll a die, and whatever number it lands on, you could do that. If you don't have a 20-sided die or whatever die you need, there are plenty of dice apps out there. I play a lot of role-playing kind of games and strategy games. So what you do is you're going to roll, you're going to get that idea. So you're going to have a box. It's a pretend box, so whatever you want. You don't have to get a real box. And you can be as simple or elaborate as you want to when you open that box. So that's kind of the fun part of it. You can kind of work on opening the box, really carefully. Then whatever that object is, you roll and get that object after you open it, and you're going to make a scene with that object. You're going to pretend to use it or have it do something. So that's the really cool way to do it. Okay? So I'm going to demonstrate that activity. I'll demonstrate out of the box, and you can try it with me. So I've got my die. I'm going to do the list over here. I'm going to just roll it. Whatever object comes up, I'll get it. So I'm going to start by opening my box. I'm going to pull a big, tall box. Pull it open, maybe get my scissors out, cut through the tape, score it open, pull out the object, roll my dice, and I got 15, which is toenails. It's like, I'm going to pull out these, they're kind of gross, and I'm going to get my sewing kit and my thread, and I'm going to put a needle through there, and I'm going to put a bunch of toenails on there, and I'm going to get them on there. So I'm trying to act as much as I can. Like I want to use the physical object, right? I'm kind of getting on there. I'm going to string different toenails on there, and then I'm going to tie it around and wear it as my necklace. I didn't put down my scissors, did I? See, I could have done better, and then I'm going to be scary with my toenails. All right? So you're using that object, and you kind of pretend you can do that several times. The challenge, you can do a couple different things. You can challenge yourself to use the object in a different way than what you would do every day. Okay, so let's say I rolled a 6 and I got a container. So I've got my box, so instead of using it as a container to put stuff in, okay, I'll use the container, so I'll do that activity. So I'm going to get my axe, chop open my box, pull out my container, and I realize, the water's coming right in. I'm going to sit in my boat, and I'm going to paddle, sitting in my container. So I'm kind of doing a fun little challenge with it, right? I'm doing a fun little challenge with my thing, trying to challenge myself to use the object in a different way, and maybe more than once in the scene. So this is a really good activity out of the box, and I talked about it being different ways that you can use this activity. So I also like to talk about the difference between acting and pretending. Acting is using real emotions, real things, and pretending is kind of having fun being silly. You can do that. So think about your goal. If you're going to be you're going to take your tacos and you're going to actually be realistic with your tacos. Put my hot sauce packet. So I'm going to tear open the packet a little bit. Squirt a little bit of hot sauce on there. I'm realistic with tacos, or maybe it's my taco and I'm like, I'm going to use it as my taco mask for my superhero powers. Put on my tacos. I have taco power. I will shoot my tomato gun at you. So you can act or pretend. You can do either one. Just kind of set yourself a goal. I would encourage you, if you would love to send me a recording of yourself playing out of the box or doing any of the activities you see on here, Lost Hen, one word, LOSTHEN, E for entertainment at gmail.com. So Lost Hen E all together at gmail.com, and I can get those videos. Lost Hen, see if you can figure out why my family uses the name Lost Hen for its school. See you again soon.